makes the music video convincing? Is it watchable?
I think it's very enticing as part of the audience. I think it's very interesting, and I find that everything to do with the whole concept of the video is very convincing.
Grace, do you think the music video is convincing, and do you think it's watchable?
It's convincing because it's got a good narrative, and the band look unified, like a professional band. And
the lead singer is very convincing because he puts effort into it, and emotions, and he's also good at acting.
Does the performance sell the band to you? Do they come across as an actual group?
Yes, also I find these very convincing, and I would believe they were an actual band who were performing to an audience, and their music video could easily be seen on MTV any time of the day, any day of the week. So it's very interesting.
Does the performance sell the band to you? Like, do they come across as an actual group?
yeah,
I think they look unified, yeah. So they look good as a band.
and they look like a good band, an actual band that would play that genre.
How well do you think it's been edited in regards to the lip syncing? Do you think it's too repetitious, and is there enough variety of footage?
I thought the lip sync, I was completely unaware of the lip syncing, to be fair. Some scenes were repeated, but that's what happens with if you're setting out a scene and a set of frames, then yeah, of course they're going to be repeated, so it's not a negative connotation.
How well do you think it's edited in regards to lip syncing? Do you think there's too many of the same sort of shots, and is there enough variety of footage?
I think the lip syncing is really good. I don't think there's much repetition.
No, I really like the end shot where he like strums the guitar and it goes back. Good shot.
What about the mise en scène? Do you think the actors perform well? Do they look right? Are they in the right costumes? And are the locations convincing?
I think all the characters mesh well. You can see there's an obvious chemistry between all of them, and I think that they're very convincing, and with what they're acting, that I could easily see this on any day street.
With regards to the mise en scène, like, do the actors perform well, and do they look right, or do they look like they've been styled like they're on stage? And are the locations convincing as well?
I think the location suits the genre. Like when they're in the warehouse, it looks a bit indie rock. It looks convincing in that way. It looks like they're on stage as well, which is quite cool.
They look like a professionally signed band, an actual sort of music video for the single.
How well do you think it's been shot? Are the shots attractive? Are they composed well? Are there enough variety of angles and shot types?
I think that the angle, like the different angles that you've used, allow different perspectives of the scene, just as a person would walking down the street and seeing this.
How well do you think it's been shot? Are the shots attractive? Are they composed well? And is there enough variety of angles and shot types?
There is a good variety of angles and shots. And
It doesn't look grainy. I don't think.
It was edited enough to keep it interesting, but not so you can understand what's going on.
I like one of the frames where it's just Scott on his own in the warehouse, but he's like in the middle of the screen.
Well, it's singing.
Yeah, I think that's one of the good ones.
And does it meet the genre expectations? Can you tell what genre it is when you watch it?
It's quite obvious indie rock. So, and I think that this video is very typical for the genre that you was aiming for.
Do you think that it meets the genre expectations, and can you tell what the genre is?
It's indie rock, sort of Arctic Monkeys type,
Yeah, I
lad
agree.
band.
I agree.
almost.
Do you understand the narrative in the video?
Yeah, it's a typical love story really. It's just about a boy, a bit of a tramp, sees a girl walk past him, falls for her, then he has to choose between his beloved guitar or her, and obviously he chooses her.
Do you understand the narrative in the video?
Yeah.
Yep. This homeless man is in love with this girl, and then he gets mugged, and then she gets pushed over, and then he helps her up.
And then they sort of have that eye contact and whatever. Yeah.
And you're left in suspense, like, does the homeless man get the girl?
That's what you have to find out. How professional do you think the campaign looks overall?
I think the campaign it has a very consistent theme, has very consistent fonts and textures, so I think that looks very professional.
How professional do you think our campaign looks?
It's very professional, I'd say.
I think the locations and the editing you've used looks convincing, so it looks like it's
What improvements do you think could be made overall?
Only two minor ones really. The makeup on the male people you have, actors you have, is a bit heavy, which is more typically for original normal rock in comparison to indie rock. So a little less on that. And on the campaign, the border of the banner, is the same texture as the album cover, so they don't contrast and don't stand out, which you should really be enforcing that.
Okay. What improvements do you think could be made overall?
Maybe just a colour correction or two in the lighting scenes.
Instead of cling film as the band strap, the guitar strap.